Hey, just a short message from me before you start watching the podcast. It was recorded during the summer, so sometimes in a conversation, some things will be already old news for you guys, but I really hope you enjoy it. It was a great pleasure having the head coach of TIMNAS in the studio, so enjoy! Welcome back to the Haye Way. Season 2 is finally there, and you waited for a long time. It's true, it's very long time since the last episode, but we're back, sharper, fresher than before. And like promised, we're going to do so many more things than just a podcast. One thing, like Tom and I always ask you, just subscribe. It's free and it really helps us out. And also something, Tom came up, take a screenshot where you're listening. So it can be at home, at work, while working out. Just drop it in on our Instagram. We'll share it. And we're so excited to see where you will be listening. Episode 1 of Season 2. And thinking about Season 2, we had a brainstorm. And then we thought, who would be the ideal guest for Season 2? And I have to be honest, his name didn't pop up. Because we thought this is something we have to do in the future. But he's here. The man who... was a little hero for me when I was younger. I was 9 years old when he scored the winning goal in 1995 in the Champions League final. You already know who it is. It's Patrick Kluivert, head coach of TIMNAS. I can do your whole CV, but happy to have you here in the studio. First off, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yesterday came back from Barcelona in my hometown Amsterdam, so I'm very good.
You're looking sharp.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before we kick off, the last time we saw each other, it was at the press conference after the win against China.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there. I asked you a pretty good question. But after that, you looked at me and you said, the highway, the highway, the highway.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I put the highway, the highway, the highway.
No, I recognize your face and I thought, let me give you some promotion, live. And no, I just recognize your face and I popped up to say it. So.
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous, exactly.
But it's so cool because Ole also joined you.
Yes.
And then, it was a really fun thing. We're going to discuss a lot of things. Of course, we have to talk about TIMNAS. Huge months coming up. September, 2 friendlies. And then, of course, in October, the 2 games in Jeddah, in Saudi Arabia, round 4. Looking back, it's not even a year. It feels for me like longer.
It feels like ages, huh?
Really, right?
Yeah, it's true.
How is that for you?
Well, now looking back, the first time that you come for the game and you speak with the players, it really went so fast. Yeah, but the problem is that between the games you have sometimes a big gap, and then you have time to speak with the players, to analyze what you did, and it's looked like really like ages ago, but it's still like 7-8 months.
Yeah, you started, I think, in January, right? Yeah, that was the first press conference. And,
exactly.
Because that's like you have people who had a great career, but you have worked all over the world.
All over the world.
Nearly in every continent.
Yes, and also in different tasks, of course, in football. And that gives me, I think, a good and positive baggage to look at football from different angles.
Yeah, but was it always like... working in Asia, something you thought about, like on the horizon?
Well, not directly, but indirect. It's curiosity as well, because I'm a person who likes to have challenges, and now that this came up, the challenge is very big. Of course, everybody knows that, and I love these challenges. And with my team, we're very eager to do positive things for Indonesian.
Yeah. So I always ask the players who decided to play for TIMNAS, when was the first time you heard something and what was the first reaction? But that's for you probably the same. Mr. Tohir probably asked you, Patrick, will you be interested to become the head coach of TIMNAS? Probably not in his first sentence, but
no, not in his first
the
sentence.
second.
No, you know what? I saw Mr. Toir in a lot of big end tournaments.
Yeah.
You know, you speak with each other and you talk about few things, and all of a sudden, you know, you say goodbye and you don't see each other again.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, this came on the surface, and you know, as I said, I love challenges, and this project was so huge for me, and I was really really very happy that this came in you know, on the road to help the Indonesian football.
Yeah. And what was your first thought then when he said, "Okay, are you maybe interested to become the?"
Well, first you're going to analyze, you're going to look at the players that you have in the team. You see that the naturalization and a lot of Dutch players are playing for the team. So I was saying, hey, that's a very nice, interesting opportunity to come back in football, because I was coach of Adana Demirspor in Turkey, of course.
Yeah.
And if such a big opportunity comes to the surface, and you know, the president really wants you, yeah, it's a no-brainer. So for me, it was like getting back in business of football, a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, I spoke to Mr. Touir. He was twice on the podcast already. And every time when I leave the conversation and I go back to my hotel room or look it back, I'm so impressed by his vision.
He's got an amazing vision. And
it's unbelievable, right?
And that was for me also a big trigger that, you know, our visions about football, about the project aligns very well. So for me, it was not even so long that I needed to digest it and to make my decision to join the Indonesian national team.
No, you took the first step by qualifying for round 4, which is a huge achievement.
Yeah.
But can you take us back? Like I saw the video. I was watching the live stream about your presentation in January, because of course everyone knows how big Indonesia is, how many people live there, nearly 300 million.
Yeah.
But and of course your life has been a little bit different than mine. You have been in many situations with a lot of attention, but was this also overwhelming for you the first time?
Yes.
Yeah?
That's a firm yes. I thought, you know, it was a normal presentation.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to a few presentations already, but I think it was over 100 cameras and so many people, and it was like, wow, where am I coming to, you know, to coach? And for me, it was impressive. On the same hand, it was very nice that so many cameras attended the press conference. And yeah, after that, it was working.
Yeah, and then your first game was Australia away. Yeah. We shouldn't talk about that too much, but then...
No, we can if you want.
No, but like the thing is it was so difficult because it was the farthest away game.
Absolutely.
People were flying in from all over the world in different states. They came in,
Absolutely.
Some jet lagged, some not. You didn't really have a real preparation.
Yeah.
But what I think, and I discussed it also on a podcast with some of the guys of the national team, it's how you bounce back after that game. And I think that said a lot about the team.
Yeah, but if you look at the game on itself, I think if Kevin scored a penalty, also a chance after that penalty to make it 0-2, it would have been a totally different game.
Oh,
but
there was the header of Jay, I think, the free kick from
as
Kelvin.
Well, as well. But let's start before the game. What you say is totally right. The boys came out of different countries, different time zones, joining 22 hours flight.
Yeah.
2 days in front of the game. Didn't have any time to do anything, you know, what I wanted to do. So I know that the result was, of course, not the one that we planned. But what I said, if Kevin scored a penalty, if Jay scored the header, individual mistakes with a lot of goals, but then the bounce back, and that's for me not the most, but it's very important how you bounce back for the game against Bahrain. And I think that I really give my hats off to the players, how they react, because 5-1 against Australia, and after that win against Bahrain with 1-0. It's not easy, because you need to switch the brain for a big defeat, and now playing at home, because everybody knows the fans in Indonesia. Yeah, even if you don't want to run, you run, because the way. You know it. If you don't run, it's really depends on you, because the fans are fantastic. The ambience is fantastic. So I think the players are really respected in Indonesia, and we have a lot of thanks to the fans, because the fans, they really shout you to press and to do everything.
It's unbelievable.
It's unreal. Really unreal.
I've been to a lot of stadiums in my life, but I can say GBK is like atmosphere. I always have to say I have never been to Argentina. So
Bombonera, the Bombonera.
So people always say, "Have you ever been?" No. But I've been to a lot of places over. But it's so intense.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is so intense, and like you said, from the first minute until the last minute, they're screaming. Everyone is giving everything in the stands.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And even in the GBK, that you have like a running circle around the stadium, so the fans are even farther away from the pitch. Can you imagine if you have those people right next to the pitch?
Yeah, you said something about that.
I really want to have the other
stadium closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you have that, the opponent has a really difficult evening, and that's what you want to create in a country like this, with the fans so passionate on the pitch, and giving their all to motivate the players, and to give them the right feeling what they need.
Yeah. So I think football is everything for Indonesian people, and especially now that TIMNAS is doing so good. Do you feel the pressure from nearly 300 million people watching you? And
yes, of course I feel the pressure, but I'm a person, I love pressure.
Yeah
I love the pressure, because you played on a high level with all the teams. I'm a person who really love actually the pressure. So it's for me, it's not like I'm feeling nervous or something, but I'm feeling that the pressure is giving me an extra motivation to perform well, and to give the boys the right information and the right strength to do what they need to do.
Is that also something that sets you apart from other coaches, that you performed on the highest level, you played in a World Cup semi-final, you won the Champions League?
Well, probably. I think it's also a mindset, and I think it also depends what kind of person you are. And what you say, it's I think can add value. If you play on the highest level as a football player, you're used to the pressure. Yeah. Of course, I know that 280 head coaches in Indonesia, they have their own personality and own vision, and I really respect that. But I'm coming here for one thing, and that's on the short term. Of course, hope to qualify for the World Cup, and on the longer term. To develop football in Indonesia, like the plan of also Mr. Toei is like that.
Yeah, we should talk also about that bigger plan. But sometimes I'm afraid that you guys really qualify for World Cup, because I've seen like the explosion after a win against Bahrain, against China. But just thinking about Indonesia qualifying for World Cup, I think they won't work for a month. They will be on the streets for a month,
and they have right.
They
have right to stop work for a month.
God. No, but that would be insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
One more thing. Like, how is it like coaching in? Yeah, like the temperature is like 33, but it's so humid. How is that for you?
Well, you saw the images. I thought, no man. Especially for my first match at home, I was like, I'll take my suit, my tie, and I'll be okay.
But nobody said to you, "Hey, Patrick."
Well, they tried to say it, but I think I was very, very stubborn, and but it was so hot. So the next matches, I also said, listen, I will put like a polo, and it was a little bit better, but not.
It's insane, right?
But it's so hot. It's really unbelievable, and with the pressure,
Yeah.
with the ambience, it's quite a hell of 100 minutes walking on the pitch.
So, we'll talk about round 4 a little bit more later. But you already described like choosing for in TIMNAS and becoming head coach didn't only have to do like with qualifying for World Cup, but also with the bigger picture. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. The vision of Pa-Erik and myself is to also help the grassroots to develop. He gave me the freedom to allocate coaches on the teams, the lower teams under the first team. So first of all, the under 23, the coach Gerald. I spoke with him and he asked me before I even was appointed to be the head coach of TIMNAS if there's something I could help him with regarding coaching. So I thought Gerald is a really good head coach for the under 23s with his vision, with his experience.
Yeah.
And after that, under 20. Frank van Kempen, who's the assistant of Gerard, and the under 70 coach Nova, who was already there. But now we got a really small and short line between each other, and the vision of myself is to have the under 17, under 20, under 23, and TIMNAS to be very aligned with each other and working very short in short lines with each other. So we need to have the same vision for the grassroots up to the under 17, under 20, under 23. So it's easy to come from one national team to the another one, and that's also a thing. Of course, everybody knows that short term was try to qualify for the World Cup, but it's a much bigger picture than everybody thinks. It's I turned the wheel the other way around for the first until down, allocate the right coaches, allocate my own staff. Between now, we already signed a technical director.
Okay.
So that's also a new thing that
we will be
wasn't there.
The news be out.
The news will be out. Yes,
very soon.
So you've got the prime.
Okay.
And Jordi Cruijff, of course, our technical advisor. Simon. What I'm very, very happy with that we could get him as well to come back to Indonesia to show his skills regarding the grassroots project that we're going to do all over Indonesia to develop the younger kids, because what I think is that I'm speaking out of experience. I joined Ajax before I was even 7 years old, and I think that from a young age you can detect the young talented players and develop them. And I was also in the coaching thing.
Summit?
The summit in Indonesia. And it was fantastic to see so many young coaches applying to do something for Indonesian football.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really important to get the talented players at a very early age detected, and also give them the right tools to become a football player.
Yeah, and I think the strange thing is listening to other Indonesian podcasts or reading stuff online. It never goes about like your experience, but because I was just thinking about it when I was on my way to the studio. Of course, you have experience as a top player, as a coach, but like you have also been in management as like for two of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah,
Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah,
and that's also the experience you bring to this project.
Well, that's.
But I've never read about it.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's true. I was the academy director of Barcelona in 2021, and before that, 2017, I was the technical director of Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
And of course, with that knowledge, what I just said in the beginning as well, you're filling your backpack with a lot of knowledge about football, not only in front of the pitch, but also behind behind of the pitch, and that's also a thing that I need for myself to implement also in the Indonesian national team, because that's the thing that for me is super important, to give the youth the chance to develop them as a player.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're starting from scratch.
From scratch,
really,
exactly,
really, right?
Exactly.
So where do you start? Like when you're talking with Mr. Tuhir about the future of Indonesian football, what's the most important things to do according to you?
According to me, you have to educate and detect the players from a very young age. Of course, everybody knows that Indonesia is a huge country.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's also this is not a short term. This is really a long term. If we look at, for example, Japan, they had a 10-year plan, and look where they are now.
Mm-hmm.
Indonesia needs to have the same. They need to have the same vision. If we can manage to do that, or Indonesia, the future is very bright for Indonesia. That's my point of view. Because if you start from the younger age, develop them the right way, the way they eat, the way they need to sleep, the way they need to educate. If you combine that, the sky's the limit.
I was talking to someone from the United States about, like, they always said about that football was going to be really big in the United States, and it's getting better, but they it's not sport number one. And like in Indonesia, everyone loves it already.
Exactly.
From you see young kids going to the stadium and older people.
Yeah.
And if you can give them a little bit guidance about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
the number one sport is football. In America, it's number 8, 7, or let's be in that range. But if you have the right mindset and give the young players and also the coaches the right education, you fill it in.
Yeah. And I think also Mr. Tuhir said it right. He said, of course, it's a dream to be at the World Cup in 2026. But our bigger dream is that every 4 years we're at a World Cup in the future. So it can be one time. That would be fantastic. 2026, like he said, it would be a dream come true. But he said, looking at the future, we should be there every 4 years.
Yes, but looking at my point of view, it's 2026. I want to be there already.
So yeah, but that's also something. But when you started in January, of course, you had to advance in this group, really tough group.
Yeah.
And that's also how some people think in Indonesia. They're really positive, and sometimes they really dream, because I remember if we beat Australia and we beat them, and then we're number 2 and we go directly to the World Cup.
Yeah.
But
wishful thinking, eh?
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Of course.
But looking back on your first, what is it, 7-8 months now? Are you there where you were hoping to be at now?
Well, I think that the next period in September is really important.
2 friendlies you're playing?
Yeah, 2 friendlies. The players need to be also very aware that the 2 friendlies in Surabaya are very important to be selected to the next period in October. It will be difficult. We have to be very realistic. If you look at then I'm speaking now already to October. Mm-hmm. The ranking, of course, everybody knows that we are lower ranked, but that doesn't matter. We need to have the right mindset, and that's why Surabaya is very important. The two friendly games against Kuwait and Lebanon. The state of a player is important. Are they playing enough for their team? But also, we don't need to forget what they already did in the qualification games. So that's a balance that, for me, it's very important to have the right balance towards the selection of September and October.
But because in June you already you were like 2 weeks together in Bali. You had a long training camp. Can we say like that September is a little bit the training camp for October? That you're together for a longer time?
Yes, but we don't have any longer days to train. In
No.
Bali, we had a longer period to have really training to really exactly do what we want to see. And that time we don't have in Surabaya. So the time that we train, we have to train directly, specifically on 11 against 11, and get the things out that we want to see on the pitch against Kuwait and Lebanon.
Yeah, and then isn't it an advantage that you already played against Saudi Arabia?
Maybe a small advantage, but that was then, and in October is where we need to be aware. But I don't think that team really changes a lot. But they kept on developing, of course, and we need to develop as well.
Yeah. The only thing is, I was thinking, because you have so many players from Europe, it's. Of course, you wanted to play in Indonesia, but now playing there, it's like for traveling, it's easier for players to adapt, like with time-wise and jet lag and stuff.
To Saudi, you mean?
Yeah, Saudi.
Yes, absolutely. Normally you fly 14, 15 hours to Jakarta, or now to Surabaya as well.
Yeah.
And to Saudi 6 hours. If we are lucky, and the players play like 3 or 4 or 5 October.
Yeah, that's also so strange, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. But then you got a straight flight here from Amsterdam to Saudi in 6 hours, and that could be in a small advantage for ourselves. And let's hope that a lot of players that we have in the squad are playing the 5th of October or the 4th.
Yeah, they have more time. And
exactly.
The thing I want to dig in, but first I'm going to show you a video. Is that in the last game in Jakarta was against China, and you made a choice to put in a lot of players who are playing in Indonesia. I think you ended up at the game like with 6-7 players on the pitch or during the night who are playing in Indonesia. And I got a question from someone who you coached. He also played for TIMNAS. But
who's that?
Hey Patrick, great to see you here in the Haye Way podcast. I'm very excited that you are the head coach of our national team. I hope you guys have a lot of success and that you can qualify for the World Cup, because that would be something massive for Indonesia. You and I have a history together because we've worked together at Brisbane Roar in Australia. And I would like to have your opinion on the following. Do you think it would be a good decision for an Indonesian player to move to Australia first before moving to Europe? You have some experience now with Indonesian players and the standards in Indonesian football. So I'm very curious about how you think about this.
Okay, so Indonesian players first they come
first to the A-League and then to Europe, because at the moment the A-League is a step ahead than the Super League, and that they play abroad but also not that far away.
Well, it depends on every individual, I think, and also of the opportunity. I think if you have the opportunity to go directly to Europe,
always go.
Yeah. So if sometimes you need to have first a pass to Australia and then to Europe, it's okay. But my preference is going directly to Europe.
Yeah. You know that Sergio, probably he thanked you already, but the season after you coached him, he became top scorer of the A-League.
I know.
And then he said, I got some good lessons from Patrick the year before.
No, first of all, Sergio is a fantastic person. I worked very nice with him when I was in Brisbane with Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah.
And I gave him some small tips, and he worked on it, and he was top scorer. So I'm very happy that he reached this.
Sometimes he's really jealous now about he played 12, 13 years ago for TIMNAS. He said, imagine that I was 12, 13 years younger.
Yeah, I would take him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's no brainer.
No, but that's good to know. But I was thinking about Sergio was asking, hey, what kind of next steps do players from the national team should take? You already said when you were appointed, I don't look at for which club you're playing. I just want to see that you are putting everything in, and I'll give you a chance, like you did against China.
Yeah.
But are you a head coach of course, we know Louis van Gaal. He had a lot of contact always. He was also advising players where to go. Are you the same? Are you a lot on the phone with players?
Well, if you ask the players themselves, I think they will say yes, and I will say yes as well, because I like to help the players. I want to have the players as fit as possible, of course, in the national team.
Yeah.
So I advise them what they do, and if they want to, I already said to them, if they want to have some advice, please let me know, and I help them, of course, making the best decision what possible is for them.
Mm-hmm. You first you were talking about Oom Simon. We found a video of you getting him from the ground. He got his statue at the club. Can you describe how long your relationship has been already? You know him really long, right?
How long? Years. I don't know if it's 10, 15 years, because I know him so long, and I got so much respect for Oom Simon, and most of the time what he did for Ajax, what he did for them, the way he educates young players is really unreal, and of course he split his ways with Ajax, not in such a good way. And he went to Germany, and had contact with him as well when he was working in Germany, and all of a sudden it collapsed as well. And that's why I'm so happy for him that he now has got his own place. He went to under 17 as well in Bali when Coach Nova was now training with them. He was with Gerald also on the pitch, working with the players individually, and Oom Simon's got a special place in my heart, and these kind of people I like to help, and he deserves to be treated the way Indonesia is treating him at the moment.
I was sitting, I only knew him from watching on television, but I always thought he's such a nice, humble person. And then I was sitting there. We watched 90 minutes the game against Japan. We were sitting next to each other, but just listening to him, and what I said, he has such a humble character, but he knows so much about football.
Of course.
It's unbelievable. And then later on, because I don't think everyone in Indonesia know, he played also for the biggest two teams in Holland, Ajax and Feyenoord.
Yeah.
And then he became a really big player in Belgium also. But I think he's down to earth. He talks to everyone, He's open to if he meets people on the streets, he will talk to them about TIMNAS, about...
Yeah, because he likes to express his experience and help other people, and that's a thing that not many people have, and that's why I respect him so much. The way he is, the knowledge that he can transmit to other individuals is amazing.
Yeah. We talk a lot about football because we forgot maybe the most important thing. How is Indonesia as a country for you? Because you've seen a lot already.
Yes.
But I know you cannot go on the streets and just go into a warung and get some food.
Well, actually, we did it.
Yeah?
We did
on the cover?
Jakarta. No. We did it in Jakarta. Mr. Tohira took us, to eat really local food.
Yeah.
And
Nasi Padang or not?
Nasi Padang, frikadel, nasi goreng. Yeah, we ate everything. And really from my heart, Indonesia has got a really special place. Although I'm already... almost here 8 months. Yeah. It's such a beautiful country with the people who are so nice, and that's why you want to do something back. I'm feeling great when I can't wait to go back to Jakarta or to Bali to work with the federation.
And because growing up here in Amsterdam and in Netherlands, we have a lot of Indonesian restaurants, of course. But can it compare with the restaurants in Indonesia?
No.
Okay, thank you. That's
no,
what
different.
But
here the restaurants are fantastic as well, but. Yeah.
It's the spices.
It's the spices. It's the ambience. When you eat the Indonesian food in Jakarta, it's different.
No, we
wherever in Indonesia.
And like you said, people are. I think we can learn a lot here in Holland, but also in Europe, how Indonesian people what kind of character they have. How
Absolutely.
they're always trying to help. They're so friendly.
Yeah.
And
They're example. They're example how
Right? Yeah.
you need to be as a person. I think
But-
towards each other.
But when I say that to my friends in Indonesia right now, they look at me because
It's
they-
normal.
Yeah, it's normal
Yeah,
for them.
yeah.
But it's so. I'm really happy that you also think the same. Do you already have a favorite Indonesian dish? What you really like?
Not directly because I like everything, so I can't
a foodie.
appoint. I'm addicted to food, but nasi goreng is mie goreng.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Okay. Yeah. And then how is your bahasa?
Not so good.
Do you use some?
Terima kasih.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the colors, merah putih. Yeah, that's not so difficult.
Okay.
Saya makan apel, saya makan nasi goreng.
The most important things you know, right? Yeah. Apa kabar? Baik.
Apa kabar? Exactly.
Okay. Because coaching is just in English, and the funny thing I also said last time you were in Indonesia, I think it was in July. You went also to a basketball game.
Yes.
I saw you hitting a 3-pointer.
Well, I tried to hit a 3-pointer, but I think it was an air ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
I thought
an
it
air
went in.
Oh, then it went in.
Somebody did
No.
a really good Photoshop, eh?
Exactly.
But how was that for you? Like going to another sport in Indonesia?
Yeah, it was. I'm a fan of basketball, and all of a sudden I was there, and I heard there's a three leg game,
Yeah.
and it was the second leg. They were against. I don't know another.
They were won a championship.
They were won, yeah. And Lester Prosper.
Yeah. You met him, eh?
I met him when we went to Dewa, and they were training, and he came to me and said, "Hey, how are you doing, bro?" and this and that, and all of a sudden we kept contact.
Oh, cool.
So when he scored and when they won, he came to me, and
that's
it was a nice get together. But he's a very nice person.
But that's so cool. But Mr. Tohir is also a big basketball fan.
It was ambience was also like football. It was amazing. Eh?
Yeah. Who's your favorite NBA team?
Golden State Warriors.
Okay. I'm Boston Celtics, so Mr. Tohir is LA Lakers. So we have 3 teams. But you became a fan for Steph Curry?
Steph, of
Okay,
course.
You cannot say anything bad about Steph. I was talking to Mr. Tohir about the Lakers and the Celtics. They have a big rivalry, but yeah.
But if we look really back,
Yeah.
Chicago Bulls, of course.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
That was,
But you switched, so you were a Bulls and now you're...
there's no Michael Jordan anymore in the game,
That's
so...
That's true. And something I saw coming on social media, you're back on the pitch, end of September.
Yeah, Barcelona asked me to come and play.
El Clasico in
El
Jakarta.
Clasico, yes, the 27th of September.
So when was the last time you were on a pitch?
Well, it was in Doha.
Also with the Barca Legends?
No, it was Hong Kong, sorry, with Barca Legends. Yeah.
And how is that for you?
Well, it's always nice to be back on the pitch, but things are not going the way they go when I was on the pitch as a professional football player. But it's always nice to be back on the pitch with your former teammates, also to your former opponents.
Yeah.
And it's a laughter. It's like being on the pitch and kicking the ball. Of course,
It's still the best feeling?
the best feeling. Yeah, but still the competitiveness is still there.
Especially against Madrid, right?
Especially against Madrid, because let's be honest, the Clásico is way the best game in the world. Although I played for a lot of big clubs, but a Clásico is it's a thing in the world of football that you can't go over. So when we play those games, it's always nice to see your former teammates back.
And I think you have a good track record against Madrid, right?
I have quite a good track record. Yeah.
So playing like a legend game will be a little bit more
easy. Easy. Yeah, more
not
soft.
looking in the back who's going to tackle you from Madrid.
No. They're not that quick anymore.
No. And the thing is, like I already said, when you came in, you're looking sharp and everything. Do you work out a lot? Because you also see a lot of former players who said, "Hey, I had a life as a professional player. Now I want to enjoy life."
Well, enjoy life is one thing, but I think that if you are an ex-player, but also in general in life, you need to look after yourself because, the the things are not going the same way. If when you were a football player, you train every day so hard, so you need to watch out what you eat as well. So the pattern of your food is also important.
You still look every time?
I look at what I'm eating. Yeah.
Okay.
Although I like everything what I said already in Indonesia, it's like
it's not good for your diet.
Doesn't matter.
No, but I forgot something I wanted to point out. I probably didn't see it because when you were appointed, I never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it, and I was in South Africa on my holidays. But we said, hey, we have to do a podcast. So, and I saw that the media were a little bit negative, and why are we doing this? And then I just looked. It's not Patrick Kluivert, it's Team Kluivert. You know, with everyone who's coming in.
Yes.
But to be honest, I didn't expect it to be going this well as now. But I think it's interesting if you look at the people you appointed or you decided to do this project with.
Yeah.
You already told the other coaches, Van Kampen, Vanenburg, Nova, who was a former assistant at the national team. But if you look at the role for your two assistants,
yes,
like Danny Landsaat and Alex Pastoor, why do you think this is a good trio with the three of you?
Well, I know both very good. Alex, I went to the coaching pro license. I was in the same group as Alex, and that's I'm talking about more like 20 years ago, something like
really?
that. Yeah, very, very long time ago. And I was with him in a group, and I always thought that he's got the abilities, and he showed also in his track record that he, has got a good vision on football. So when I was appointed, I needed to check who can empower myself as a head coach, and Danny I know very good as well from the youth of Ajax. I wanted to have him earlier in Adana Demispor. But he was assistant coach of Sean van der Brom.
Oh yeah,
in Leg Poznan.
Oh, Leg Poznan.
Leg Poznan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I couldn't hire him. But now that this fantastic opportunity came up, I called them both, and they were both super enthusiastic in doing this project alongside with me. So I'm very happy that I have those two giants next to me. And we're very eager to do fantastic things with.
And is there something that sets them apart, like that Alex focuses like on the tactical stuff, or it's all together?
All together. Alex and myself, we are doing our own team. Danny is doing the opponent, how they need to play against us. Danny is also doing the set pieces offensively. Because Sjoerd Woudenberg is doing the goalkeeper coach is doing the set pieces defense. So everybody I appointed to have their own tasks, and for now I'm happy with my team.
Yeah, and I think also with and now I'm repeating myself, but because you have been also in a role as assistant coach before. Yeah. For example, the World Cup in 2014, you also know how to keep a team together, right?
If I may brag about myself, I know that very good. I know that very good.
Is that one of your qualities, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think that knowing the competitions of my staff, I know exactly where to appoint them, so that everybody is staying in their strength. And I think that that's important to be the head coach, to have every individual have their own participation in a whole team. And to empower them, I need to be there as the final decision maker in the team.
Yeah, something that I don't think a lot of people know is that your whole team is so dedicated. I would say 24/7.
Yeah.
Because we only see you guys like during the games. But for example, like I think you went to El Capitano J Itzes a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
and nobody knows that, right?
Nobody knows it. I think that working 24 hours also when people don't see it, it's important. You have to give the players attention. So what I do is that I allocate my coaches and myself to the players where they are playing, to visit them, to ask them how they're doing. I think that as a head coach of the national team, you need to give your players the attention what they need, because I ask quite a lot from them also on the pitch. So behind the scenes, we're working quite hard to visit the players where they are in the world. So that's a thing that people don't see, but it's a reality.
Okay, yeah, and the thing is also like you went then to Jay, and I sometimes I see on Alex's Instagram he goes to a local game in Indonesia in the Super League, and then he is there. Sometimes I think it would also be good for the Indonesian people to show more what you guys are also doing behind the scenes. Sometimes I hear stories from Tom or from other people at the PSSI that you guys are really working so hard to make not only the dream come true about 2026, but also about the future.
Of course, I think that what you just said, giving the players the right attention, because it's not only the player you see. We want to know also the person behind the player, and to give those kind of attention to them. I think that's gold.
Can you become really angry? Because I cannot have that idea of you.
That's a good one. I can be very angry.
Really?
Yes. But then, things have to be really, really bad.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But why you have to pretend that you're angry if you're not?
Yeah, because you had so many coaches probably in your career that you thought, is he really angry or is he acting?
Yeah, but if you don't have to be angry, you don't have to play it.
No.
But if you're angry,
then they know it's real.
Then they know it's real. Exactly.
So looking back at all the coaches you had, who are you a combination of?
Well, for sure Van Gaal, because Van Gaal gave me the opportunity to start my career as a striker of Ajax. He gave me the opportunity to take me from AC Milan to Barcelona, and also the national team. But also Antic. Antic is a very Serbian coach who gave me also the ins and outs from a coach to a player, how to get the best out of a player, and a lot of coaches. Frank Rijkaard, of course. As a player and as a manager, I had the privilege to work with him, and I got a lot of coaches. But I think I picked the small things from different coaches, but the core coach for me is Van Gaal.
And do you still ask him for advice about certain things?
No, not really ask him, but I remember the things that he said to me, and to develop myself as a player, but also as a coach.
Yeah. So like in 14 and in 22, we probably didn't have the best team, but I always believed in his, like, I'm not a player, but I believed in his philosophy. If the team is good enough, you can really get really far. You were so close getting to the World Cup final, especially in 14.
Yeah, and also the thing about 14 was that he introduced actually the new system, and nobody thought that that we are able to play this game. And he had a vision, he had the players, and he developed a different kind of playing style. And that is an eye opener for other coaches, I think. And not only for that, I stayed playing in that system, but in the future things may be changing. But that's what we're going to see.
Yeah. Looking to October, the last one.
First September, huh?
Yeah, but you cannot qualify in September. No, September for you is really important.
Yes,
I'll be there in Surabaya to support you guys. But,
okay, that's cool.
But of course, what's going to make the difference in October, you think?
Well, I think that we need to be a team that the opponent thinks, wow, we need to play them again. So we need to be a very difficult team to play against. And of course, we need to also don't forget about our qualities, because, sorry, I think that we need to be better on the ball when we have the ball. We have the players to have the confidence also to express that. But now we don't, we need to have the power and the will and the strength to do it. and you know, the mindset of the players. We spoke about it already.
Yeah.
The mindset is fantastic, and all the things need to fall into one as a puzzle. And I think that's the main thing. So I think that the players need to be focused. Whoever I call to join the national team, they have to be honored to represent the country's colors.
It's just the crazy thing is 180 minutes and you can be at the World Cup. It's
frightening, eh?
Yeah, but no, it's so close, but also so far away, you know?
It is.
So...
Two games.
Two games in October. 1st September, I'm not going to forget that. 1st September.
Yeah, absolutely.
Against Kuwait and Lebanon in Surabaya. Why did you choose those countries?
Because we play also against Asian teams. So, you know, I think that those two countries are a good example to play against. And then... play against Iraq and
Saudi.
Saudi again.
Yeah, okay. So thank you so much. It was like we can talk for hours.
We can talk for hours.
We definitely can talk.
But let's make a deal. If we qualify for the World Cup, we come back again.
Okay, that'd be great. but then we're definitely going to do that. I'm going to say yes. But I also want to thank you, and also from my dad. My dad was born in Jakarta.
Okay.
You know what he said? He said you're really giving pride to Indonesian people.
It's very nice to hear.
But not only by the results, but how you are as a person. And then
thank you very much.
He said to me, like, at the basketball game in July and stuff, you know, integrating with the Indonesian people, you're just not a person who's doing a job and then flying back here.
No,
you really want to make an impact. And I think...
Thank you. That's true.
Yeah. And so happy to have you here as a guest.
Thank you very much.
I couldn't have a better guest for
the beginning of the second today.
Yeah. So... thank you so much for the people watching. Thank you so much. We're happy to be back, of course. Hopefully next episode Tom also will be back, and then the only thing, share it, subscribe, and then we'll be back very soon. Terima kasih and see you soon.